What is up? How you guys doing? All right, so today we are moving objects with Python. So last stream, this was Saturday night, we built a chessboard, and that was freaking dope. We brought over 6,000 lines of code down to 55-ish, like critically like 53. I could probably make it dirty and like put everything together, make it 53, but we got it under 60, and the goal was to do it under 200. So that's freaking amazing. I did a little turtle research though since we last did this, and I think I could do it in less than that actually, because you can create shapes with turtle. I didn't know that. I figured that out this week, and I'll show you what I mean by that. It's a whole thing. Like, you can create shapes, you can create circles, squares, rectangles, all that stuff. We'll be doing a little bit of that today because I'm excited about this. We're going to be making objects move, and we're going to build the game Pong. Now, I will give a little disclaimer here. I don't know enough about Turtle to build Pong by myself. So we're using a script to kind of get some ground, because without it, we'd probably just be knocking our head against the wall for a good long while. I did a little bit of research, but I just don't know enough about moving objects and creating shapes to be able to do that without the help. So we're going to do it with some help, but we're going to stop every step of the way, make sure we know what we're doing, why we're doing it, and go with that. So that way we're still learning, but we're learning the way everyone learns in coding, and that's by seeing what everyone else has done. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with that. Let's jump right in. So this is going to be done in using the turtle library. So let's go here. All right, we're back. Importing turtle, obviously we're going to need that. All right, so we're going to build the screen, which is going to be screen equals screen turtle dot screen. All right, cool. Screen title. Now this right here, that title function is literally going to be the top left of the screen. So like this area right here, that way we can identify the window. So that's what that is. I thought it would have been like a banner or something like that, and it's not. It's literally just like top left. We could probably go without it, but it's nice having it so we can identify it. So in the script next, they set up the width, the height, and the actual background color. I would assume the background color would automatically be white, but they code it anyways. So what I'm going to do is comment that out and see what happens. So we're going to do screen dot BG color white. I'm just going to see if it automatically codes into white here. All right, screen dot setup. All right, so dot setup is going to let us choose the parameters for the actual screen size. So it starts with width, 1000, height, 600. Okay, so that is our screen. Let's go ahead and do turtle exit on click so we can take a look at it. Bam! There's our little field. Okay, so I obviously didn't need to code the color white, but we're still gonna try it. Okay, so this is with the background color, and is literally the same thing. Okay. At this point, we're probably just gonna create a paddle. And this is where I learned that you can do shapes. So watch this. So we'll do this, the left paddle. Turtle dot turtle. So this needs to move, and so the left paddle basically needs a speed method attached to it. Like, it needs a value of speed, but it can't be moving anywhere, so the speed would be 0, and then that variable we will actually change while we're going through this, and that's what's going to end up moving the left paddle. So left paddle dot speed 0. Left paddle dot, and this is the cool one, shape. Okay. I would assume we would do rectangle, but they do square. So we're gonna try square, and then we're gonna try rectangle. After that, see what difference happens. Left paddle dot color. Okay, so here is where we're actually doing the shape of the left paddle. Left paddle dot shape. Oh, no. Shape size. Thank you. Shout out for geeksforgeeks.org, by the way. All right, so shape size, I would assume just adjust the size of your shape. And so the input here, we got stretch. Let's mess around with these variables. Stretch wide, stretch length. We have 6 here, and then we got stretch length 2. That's going to stop drawing our left paddle. And go to. This was also something that's huge. Go to. In my last live, I was essentially pin upping and pin dropping and then directing where I wanted it to go. So I had to almost have a grid map up to know where I was going. And this right here basically puts it where you want it. Like that. Look at that, guys. That's our paddle. Look at that. So we could essentially just do the same thing here for the right paddle. But we're going to do the opposite in terms of go to, so that it's on the other side of the map. And this will be 400. That should put it to the opposite side of the map. There it is. We got our paddles. The game of Pong is taking shape. Here we go. We're creating the ball. Okay, so let's call this ball equals, that would be turtle.turtle. That's an instance of turtle. Thank you. That much I know. That much I can do. And this thing needs to be moving right out of the gate. So they have speed set to 40. This variable I would change if I wanted to make it go faster, slower, all that stuff. So that's cool. Shape. So it's really just the same instance. We can color it something different. So here is a new variable, something we haven't seen yet, haven't worked with yet. And so we're going to figure out a little bit like, you know, what's going on here when we do this. So let's go ahead and finish putting it on the map. So, you know, we got to do the pin up so that it's not drawing where it's going. I would assume that's why we're doing that. And then go to middle of the map. Okay, so here they do ball dx and they do ball dy. So this gives our ball movement. Okay, let's do left paddle, right paddle, ball. What happened there? Turtle.exit on click. Okay, there's the ball. And it's pink like I made it. I don't like that. Okay, that's easier to see. And once it creates an instance, you can see it shift a little bit, but only by a couple pixels. Interesting. I'm excited to see what happens when we give it movement. So this literally just... It starts in 0, 0, but having these guys here, it changes the coordinates to 5 and -5. What's up, Tacticool? I'm not calling you Papa. We need to create variables for the players. Platter. Score, speed. Speed? Why speed? 0. That makes sense. I feel like I shouldn't even have to do that. Let's make the score. What color should we make the score? Okay, score. We got to color it. What color? What color? What color? Let's do black. And that's all we need to do. Not sketch. Score. Dot pin up. They use this variable sketch. I'm trying to keep it as separate as possible. Well, I was drinking that. It was delicious. Yes. Okay, so it updates real time. That's awesome. We gotta hide the turtle. Oh, okay. So hide turtle. Yeah, I have made 0 syntax errors so far. No, it's true. Tonight, at least. Tonight, it's true. Sketch. I keep doing sketch. Next time I'll just name it sketch or whatever they name it so I don't mess it up. Go to, all right, so this is cool. 260. Love that. Love that for me. Score dot right, and now we can put in a string. All right, let's see what happens when we do this. What does it look like? Turtle dot exit on click. Look at that. Does it need to be more centered? There you go. That's centered. Beautiful. Okay. There's our scoreboard. Okay. So at this point, I believe we're making things move. All right. Paddle A up. So this is going to move the paddle. So variable Y, left paddle dot. All right. So remember when we talked about Y coordinates, that's what it is. Okay. It's the actual place on the Y axis for the paddle. So on this function, we got to add is 20 pixels. Left paddle dot set Y. Okay. Set Y. Y. So what is set Y? We need to actually look that up. Set Y is a function that takes its Y coordinate and replaces it with whatever goes in here. So when we assign Y to Y coordinates, okay, so then a Y is automatically given this variable. And then we add 20 to it. And then when we set Y, then this up here gets turned to 20. So that's what it means to move the paddle. Nice, 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 nice. Okay, cool, 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 cool. Cool, 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 cool. We have movement. We have a movement. All right, does that make sense though? Should I go over that again real quick? Okay, so this is the movement for our paddles. So paddle A up starts, the function starts by assigning Y the left paddle Y coordinate. And then if paddle A up is activated, then, or called rather, Y 20 gets added to Y. And then we use this method right here to replace the Y coordinate currently with 20 or an additional 20. And as this program progresses, I would assume that we're going to assign paddle A up to a button so that it will move when I press a button. Same thing with paddle A down, except it's subtracted rather than added. So we're just constantly changing the Y coordinate, which would be the vertical location of our paddle. Here it is. Okay, keyboard bindings. So let's do it. So using the screen variable again. So screen, they use .listen. And I have no idea what that means. So I would assume what that means, and we're going to figure it out. I mean, basically we're going to be attaching key presses to this, or keystrokes. And so listen is probably just, it's listening for the keystroke, because this method comes next. Screen dot, okay, on key press, paddle A up, and we're going to attach W to it. Okay, so this attached, oh, so I wonder if we call screen left paddle, right paddle, ball. Dude, is this going to, are we gonna be able to move our paddles? Ready? Okay, hold on. Turtle exit. There you go. Nope. We need a Boolean function here. don't need to capitalize it. Wow, true. Screen.update. What's .update? So updating the screen means actually moving it. So you need to be able to update the screen. So almost like frames. So when you're playing a video game and you got frames, and it's 30 frames, 60 frames per second, every frame you're updating the screen with a new image, because it's not just a moving object. You're actually having to change the screen. Oh, and that makes sense. And I'll show you why. But you're gonna have to hang out for a bit for that. All right, so we gotta set coordinates. And we're going to do it to its current coordinate, it looks like. We're about to change something. Okay, so dx. We already did dx and dy, right? Up here, we looked into that. I feel like we did. Where did we do that? Here it is. Here it is. Okay, so these were the variables that are going to change the x and y coordinates down here. So that's just a 5. Okay, this is all going to be the same thing, but y. And that's going to, every single update for the screen, the ball's going to move by 5 on each coordinate. Which would mean it would move in a diagonal pattern, which the ball always does, right? All right, so here we're checking for borders. So if it hits the wall. If ball dot y coordinate is greater, okay, why have I lost? There it is. All right, so here the lesson has 280. So here is why I'm going to just do 280, because they have likely already done the math. We've created this screen right here, and 280 would be the location of the y coordinate. So 280 would obviously be out of bounds. They've already done that math for us. So we can just go ahead and do that, 280. If ball y coordinate is up to 280, set y to negative 280, ball. There is a operator I don't recognize. Oh, multiple equal. So we're adding it immediately to the y coordinate. I've actually never seen that before, so that's pretty cool. And -1. Does that make sense? Tactical, if you're still in here, let me know if that made sense. So this is going to make sure that if it goes too far up or too far down, it returns to the middle. We wouldn't have to do that. We just have to bounce off the border. Okay. We understand it now. So it sets it to 280, negative 280, where it's already at. Directional, I would assume the D means directional, but this is the direction in which it starts heading. The y coordinate goes the other direction. So if it hits a certain barrier, then we reverse that number, turn into a negative, starts going the other direction. If ball dot x coordinate, and we're doing the same thing here for x coordinate. Now this one would just have to reset. Barrier is 500. Ball dot go to, yes. Okay, so this one just resets, because if it hits 500, you're out of bounds. This is probably going to, yes. Okay, guys. Okay, perfect. So the dy changes the direction of the y coordinate by a certain value, and we're always doing -1. And so if it's going up, it'll start going down. If it's going down, it'll start going up. And here, left player goes up by 1, score, clear, right, and score dot right. This is going to update the score, because the 500 is obviously like you scored, like I wasn't able to stop you. And we basically need to do the same thing again if it hits the other side. But this will update the right player rather than the left player. Let's just make sure. Negative 500, because that's the opposite side of the wall. Okay, cool. So that's registering, that's scoring right there. This is just bounds. And we are actually almost there, guys. We are almost there. We need to basically program the paddle ball collision, and this will be the last step. Now, this is the part I want to firmly understand, because if any gameplay changes need to happen, they're going to happen here. Well, other than speed for the other variables. But if any gameplay changes happen, they're going to happen right here. And I want to make sure that that is easily adjustable and we firmly understand what's happening here. So if they have, okay, this is a big just if statement here. Ball dot x coordinate is greater than 360 and ball x coordinate is less than 370 and I already know what's going on here. I'll break it down here for a second. The y coordinate is less right paddle y coordinate plus 40 and it just keeps going. Ball y coordinate is greater than right paddle y coordinate minus 40. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how that runs with no syntax errors. Ball dot set. So we're just setting the x coordinate here. 360. So that I'm starting to recognize a pattern with the set x and then the dx, or the set y and dy. So it sets it, it shows, okay, boom, we're at 360. And when we do the directional influence method, dx or dy, times equals -1, it goes in the other direction. So it goes, we're here, but let's go the other direction. Ball dot set, oh, no, sorry. Dot dx times equals -1. And that's gonna have it go the other direction. Wow, that was a lot. We have to do it again though. Thank God for copy and paste. But we're going to change the variables, obviously. If. So this is going to be negative. That's going to be negative. I feel like it yeah, this just needs to all just be flipped. What is positive must be negative. F paddle plus 40 and left paddle -40. And again, this stuff is the same. Except this is going to be negative because it affirms, okay, we're in the -360. And we can't go past that because that is the paddle, right? Okay, guys. So let's break this down. Tactical, I hope you're still with me because this is the moment of truth. You're broken. Okay, so let's see what's going on. This is what happens when you do the copy and paste action that I was doing before with the functions. I didn't change left paddle. So let me go ahead and explain what just happened. Okay, so these guys right here. I wrote out paddle A up left paddle y coordinate, adds 20 to it, and sets that as the new coordinate. And I copied and pasted it 4 times, just changing the different variables, but I'd never changed the left to right on the actual set, meaning right paddle never got changed. Okay. So the paddles work now. Okay, that's good. The paddles work now. The ball is still tripping balls. No pun intended. Oh, you know what? I bet it's these operators again getting me. Okay, hold on. I'm not gonna get rid of that. Actually, yeah, we don't need that. That's just taking up room. We can figure this out. Yes, yes, we did it again. Okay, so if it's greater than negative 280, it resets. Copying and pasting is one thing, guys, but don't be so comfortable with it, please. This guy right here was throwing off my entire game. Okay. Those operators, now that they're fixed, we should have a functional game of Pong. Let's go. Checked for the barrier. Luke Skywalker versus Bush. It works. Let's also acknowledge what we've done tonight in less than 2 hours. So we've been able to move objects with Python, including a ball and 2 paddles. We've been able to keep score using the format method on a string. And we have been able to move them using keystrokes and X and Y coordinates, the dy method and the dx method. And on key press, enter variable here. And you need to, with on key press, you need to actually have a function that will do that for you. So let's go here and let's look at that function. So right here. Nope, sorry, right here. It activates that function, like it runs that function. And these are the functions right here. And we added a number to that coordinate. So that's how you get it to move with a key press. Okay, that was freaking awesome, guys. We freaking did it. We freaking did it. Geeksforgeeks.org. That's where we pulled the lesson from. That's what we went through today. So big shout out, big thank you. And what's cool about it is I really think we could recreate it. I really do. Like, there were some things that took us some time to learn, but like the dx dy method to directionally change something on a keystroke, that's super cool. I had no idea. And now I will have that forever moving forward whenever I'm trying to make a program or a GUI or whatever it might be. If it involves turtle, I can move that turtle. And as of this morning, I couldn't do that. So that's awesome. On our next stream, we're going to make a web app using Flask, and it's just going to be a Hello World program. And you should be able to see this video live tomorrow evening on my YouTube, just to see a replay, going through Geeks for Geeks lesson on building a Pong game in Python. Anyways, guys, I will see you on Saturday. You guys have an awesome night and enjoy yourselves. It is almost the weekend. Tomorrow's Friday, so do your thing.